Oh, it's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. Full day when we fight. Live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move bottom? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on photo. Single bottle, never stop it. So the beast and know them. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Ullman, joined by my co-host Greg Luther. What's up, buddy?
How you doing today, bro? 2 more days, man.
Yeah.
Evan McPherson days, bro.
Just counting them down, man. We're almost
Counting down, man. I'm just ready to pick and all that, man. I'm ready. I think you can agree with me, man. We're just so tired of predicting, seeing what's going to happen. We're just ready for that player to come so we can rally around him, you know?
Yeah. Rally around the natty, baby.
Yeah, rally around the natty.
Rally around the draft pick.
Jerome, Stranger, Crip, Pork Chop. How y'all doing?
Hey, let me know if any of you guys want to link Pork Chop or Jerome or anybody. I know Stranger never hops on, but give your picks. Pop in and give your picks. Final prediction picks for pick 28. That's what we're titling today. So I'd love to get that from you guys as well, because I think Iceman's working on the house. Cam, he's supposed to be here, but we'll see. He'd been a little under the weather, so he wasn't here yesterday. So we just said if he's feeling better, fine. If not, that's cool too.
Right.
So hopefully he is feeling better. Either way, if he's on here or not. I was talking to you before we started, like we were just reading about Joey Porter. Said, I mean, he's kind of there's just a lot of things, and said he's hot-tempered, needs to control his emotions. Was I'm thinking, that probably runs in the family.
Yeah,
his dad, but
yeah,
but I could see him sliding.
Yeah,
there's him, and there's somebody else. I need to go find back who that was when I was reading on their profile, and it's just like there's concerns about their work ethic and how much they love football. Anytime I read that, I'm like, red flag.
Cedric Ogbuehi right there. No.
And this is coming from Dane Brugler's The Beast, which I brought home. Got it highlighted, so I'm ready to use this as a resource.
When you hear that, man, no. No, I'll give you another example. Who was that corner the Browns drafted one year out of Oklahoma State? Justin, what was his name?
Gilbert.
And I remember, what's his name? Joe Thomas flat out said he just didn't like playing football. I mean, you could have all the talent in the world, but if your heart's not into it, doesn't even matter. They said it shows you it doesn't even matter. I really liked him that year. I think that's the year we ended up getting Denard, and I think the Browns took him at like 8 or something. Right? Remember when that's when they Brown? That's when took him and Johnny Football that year.
Yeah. So Jerome said he'll try to hop on when he gets home, give his prediction for pick 28. So
good
to let me know. So Greg, do you want to go ahead and just start us out? And I mean, we can even talk through it.
Well, let's talk through it. So you were on Rally with this yesterday, and we both apparently, great minds think alike, I guess. We both had very similar rankings, literally.
Like our 5, narrowing it down to 5 was
down to 5. What funny thing is, I had DeJuan Jones in my top 5, but I said, you know what? No, it has to be who I think the Bengals will have. So that's why I replaced Gibbs. Like I say, if Forbes is there, you take him. But if Forbes is not there, I think it
becomes a lot tougher conversation.
It's a lot tough. If it comes down between Cam Smith and Jahmyr Gibbs, sorry. I'm sorry, Joe, and everybody on this big Jahmyr Gibbs train. I would like Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think they would go Cam Smith. They would still go for the 4th or 5th best corner over the 2nd highest running back. That's what because it's a deep class. That's what I personally think.
So you're going you think Cam Smith because you think
if Forbes is not there, I'll go Cam Smith. Like, all right, remember when I sent you guys today? So Dave Lapham, I didn't listen to it, but Dave Lapham apparently said.
I listened to it last night too, Greg, with Lapham and Horde on their podcast.
Okay, so why would they say, look, Van Ness, isn't he supposed to go a lot higher than Forbes is supposed to?
I mean, people have him all over the place a little bit too. It's kind of like Miles Murphy. I feel like those guys are kind of linked where one of them might slide, but one of them's still going to go pretty high.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still think both obviously could be gone before 28, but I just have Van Ness higher. I don't. That could be me, but I've also seen guys like Daniel Jeremiah that mock him in the top 10.
So you've talked about Van Ness a little bit. I know. I read he was a hockey star. He never started, but he's still blooming. Give me a quick rundown on Van Ness.
He has had 7.5 sacks still each of the last 2 years. So it's not like, he's just hasn't done anything or played. He still plays.
Right.
And rotates in and plays quite a bit for Iowa. I think he's got a pretty decent get off. He ran a 4.5 at the combine, which was impressive as hell for his size.
For 6'5"? Oh man.
And he has slid in and played some more on the interior. To me, he just looks like tests like a way better athlete that if I was going to move him on the line than like a Brian Brzee.
That is a Bengals type.
That's why I think he's higher than Brzee on the board.
Right. I'll be straight up with you, Brzee. I'm not going to, like I say, I will not bitch if they took Brzee because, like I think you said, Marion Hobby, if he wants him, then all power to him. But the thing of it is, just Brzee, just way too many question marks. That's what scares me.
Huday to Ken and everybody else in the chat that we already mentioned.
So Dale.
But I want to get this one real quick, Greg, is what I was doing there. So Move the Sticks, which is Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks' podcast, they were talking about Darnell Wright. Came into pro day overweight, has teams wary, inconsistent play, which he played good against Will Anderson. He played good in their bowl game against somebody that's real good too. I can't remember who it was.
Right.
But saying that could slip. Sign me up for that all day, but I've just seen too many of him going in the top 15 lately that I've just kind of been like, all right, I don't have it in my head that he's going to be there, but he is one if he fell. But then I'd be worried about like the Chiefs trading up or the Steelers trading up from 32, or I just can't see him getting past the Steelers at 17 either.
No, like I say, I still think that's a long shot. I mean, so I'm going to say Emmanuel Forbes, but if he's gone, Cam Smith.
Cam Smith is your pick for 28.
I love Forbes, but I think it's going to be Cam Smith.
Just right before the show started, I'm sitting here. I wrote down 5 names. I still wrote down Forbes' name, but I put it off. I've got it off to the far left.
Right.
Because I'm thinking he's going to. And like when Dan Horde said it, it just made so much sense. He was like, watch the Ravens pick him. Every year they take the guy.
Linderbaum,
Linderbaum, that most of the process that the majority of the Bengals fans, especially on Twitter, is like, we love that guy. And they do it throughout the draft. They do it multiple rounds.
Yep.
I know draft guy Jared and I have talked about this a lot where it's like, we'll look back multiple drafts and be like, damn it. They had a good draft. We don't like it, them. We don't like it.
They always ace it. They
draft well. They draft really well. So I'm just going to say Forbes is gone. Because I know we've mocked Deontay Banks there quite a bit. And even the Vikings could use a corner. So right behind him at 23. I just keep seeing where it's hard for me to see Forbes getting through.
Could Cam Smith be gone? Let's put it that way.
He could, but I think that one's a little we need somebody to take Deontay Banks.
Yeah.
And, other names I wrote down, which another guy I think could be going is Kincaid.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. I think of it as let me tell you something. I hope he's gone. I'm sorry. I know he's got that talent, but that just scares me with the injuries, man. I
didn't write Mayor's name down, but I'm still of the belief that if he is there at 28, I just don't think he's sitting there.
No,
I still think he could be the pick. Him and Forbes, like I've still got us like guys that they would take if they're there. If Forbes and Mayer are both there, I would take Mayer over. They would go Mayer over Forbes, and so would I. Mayer, is my number one, but I'm just not prepared to say Mayer's going to be. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not either, and I think Kincaid is maybe not there, or maybe they just say, okay, we're not going to take him here. Right. I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling about Kincaid. I think it could happen, so I wrote his name down on my list. Well, we know the Bengals like him a lot. They haven't come in for a visit. The Bengals do like him. So would it surprise them if they took him? No. But doesn't mean I'd be okay with it. But I'll still back up whatever happens. If they're confident he can stay healthy, then more power to him. Now, my list of 5 here, one guy I don't have on it before I discuss these last 3. Mm-hmm. So Forbes and Kincaid, I'm not going to go with at pick 28, even though I think they could be the picks. I think they're either gone, or I think the Bengals could still pass on Kincaid. Depending who else is there. with my three guys, maybe they would take Kincaid if he's
Yeah.
there. But one guy I didn't put on there that I've talked a ton about, and I just seen Uday Joe put that James Rapine just mocked him.
Boy.
Is Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back. We've talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and talk about him a ton. I don't think the Bengals will do it.
Right.
He would be in my top 5 list of people I would take in the scenario. Mayer's gone.
Right.
Campsey's gone. Forbes is gone. Then I would be like, give me Gibbs. Give me the talented running back. But I don't think the Bengals will go that route.
No.
I just personally don't.
No, but I tell you what, if they did take him, it would be pretty exciting, man.
Yeah, I would be ecstatic about it because I think he would fit this offense really well as a pass catcher because we throw so much to the running backs.
Right.
And we throw the ball in general so much.
James Rapine, he picked Gibbs to have. Found that quite interesting.
Yeah. But he's not – I didn't even put him down on my list for 28 because I'm trying to be in the Bengals mindset. And one guy on my list that Dan Horde picked is Keely Ringo. Some people are high on him. I haven't been – I'm just not as high on him. I think he panics too much with the ball in the air. He's too handsy. There's just a lot of things I don't like about him. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's a 5-star recruit. Yes, he's got a lot of experience playing at Georgia at a big-time program. There's a lot to like. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't love him, especially for a first-round guy.
Right.
So, to me, I'm not taking him, but I'm not ruling him out for the Bengals. That's why I wanted him on this list of 5.
Right.
Then it comes down to 2 guys for me. If the guys I think are going to be gone are gone. If the Wright's gone, Mayer's gone, Forbes is gone, then it comes down to Brian Brzee and Cam Smith. But you took Cam.
I would take Cam.
I'm going to take Brzee just because I know they haven't taken a D lineman since Jetson Smith in the first round in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Long time.
Right.
But they don't always pick 28 either. They don't take safeties in the first round.
No.
But when you're picking at 31, like last year, Dax Hill, best player on the board. I could see them having Brzee just best player on the board if some of these other guys are gone. He's their best player. I could see them having him ranked as like a top 15 talent. Was it Horde that said they had Dax Hill at like 11 or 13 or somewhere on their entire
He was like
board.
barely out of the top 10. He was like number 11 or something. Yeah.
But my official prediction for 28 on Bengals and Brews is Brian Brzee.
There you have it. Like I told you. I mean, like I said, if they take him and Marion, like you said, Marion Hobby's confident in him. I'm cool with that. I just have some doubts, but you know what? There's some upside.
I do too, but I do have faith in Marion Hobby, a lot of it.
Well, no. Didn't the Bengals go down? I think didn't the majority of the coaching staff go down to Clemson Pro? I think they did to go see him. Huh?
I mean, he's got great size, good athleticism for a guy his size because he's still ran like a 4.8. It's really good for a guy at 6'5", over 300.
Sign me up for that, man.
305 pounds,
I mean, you can't ignore that upside. Yeah, but the tape just doesn't match.
If you go to like his freshman tape was his best tape, and then he started with injuries, dinged up with injuries, and that's a problem. So we've got our first guy popping in, giving their prediction, and I'll pop the link for anybody else that wants to hop on and give their prediction for pick 28 because that's what we're doing this show. Greg went with Cam Smith. I've gone with Brian Brzee. There's also a Twitter poll. So if you want to, that we're doing a hat giveaway, that one's on Twitter on Bengals and Brews. So if you want to try to win a draft hat, go on there, give your prediction on there. You can give a different one here and a different one. I don't really care. Like I said, Forbes on there, and then it's like 2 days later, I already changed my mind, or 1 day later, which I'm not going for the hat. I'm just doing it because then if multiple people have the first round pick, all those people will be entered for the second round. And then usually by the second or third round, you're down to 1 or 2 people after the second round. That's how it was last year. And then we just let that, like we had more of the stuff to give away than just one thing last year. So they ended up splitting the stuff we had. It was Jackpot Joey gear.
Right.
But Kevin is on here. He loves the Blue Jackets, but he likes the Bengals.
Yeah.
What's up, Kevin?
Hello there, Dale. Hello there, Greg. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just before I get to your question, Dale, I just wanted to let you know that I sent this. This is coming to you in the mail.
Ooh. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
I'm excited,
Nice.
Kevin.
That's awesome, man.
So It's coming, Dale. So check the mail sometime. It's coming.
Well, I'm going to be hopefully rocking that when the Blue Jackets get the #1 pick and then are able to select Connor Bedard.
Well, even if they didn't get the first pick, this is still a loaded draft where they can still get a good pick. And really, the other one is Adam Fantilli. He's basically seen as a 90 to 100 point guy who's a center, and he's basically like, you know how you said DeJuan Jones is like man meat. That's Adam Fantilli. He's a center version of man meat, and he's really big, 90 to 100 point guy, can score goals, face-offs, and the whole bit. But anyways, that's another point and topic. But just wanted
So
to.
is he like Pierre-Luc Dubois, but without being such a fucking diva?
Yeah.
Because he was a big son of a bitch too.
Right. Dubois was a good player for the Blue Jackets. That's unfortunate how it worked out. But, they got Line and Roslovic out of it. And, anyways. But that's besides the point. Just wanted to let you know that I sent this to you, one like this in the mail.
Appreciate it.
That's
I'll
awesome.
rock that for the Union Blue Soldiers. And hopefully when I can make it to a Blue Jackets game next season when they're good, when they get Connor Bedard. I'm sticking with Connor Bedard, Greg. I want the #1 pick. Or Kevin, I know that you're trying to temper my expectations.
Well, no, because listen, Greg, I'll help explain to you this way. Because you're more of a football guy, and
Right.
And I like football too, but hockey.
No. To each his own, bro.
Yeah, which is right, and I agree. To each of his own.
Yeah.
Basically, Connor Bedard / Adam Fantilli, even the Leo Carlson. It's basically seen as getting a Patrick Mahomes / Joe Burrow type of a play.
Hey, can't bitch about that, right?
No, you can't. And obviously, Connor Bedard, he's the biggest one because he's
Sidney Crosby, I knew was the last big guy in the draft. Is he a Sidney Crosby type of guy coming into the draft?
That's what everybody's saying.
Okay, well, I see. I don't know enough about hockey, but I know Sidney Crosby. I remember everybody made a huge deal about him coming in. So he's on that level. Okay.
Right. Basically, so Bedard's coming off a 70 goal season. And and then you combine the playoff games, and it's like 98 goals.
Gotcha.
Played, but really good. But Adam Fantilli and they had a whole bunch of other guys. The point being, there's other options. If you don't get Bedard, he's preferred, but there are other options.
Yeah. But we got a couple weeks for that because the draft lottery, I think, is it May 8th? Does that sound right? Yeah.
May 8th.
Now, Bedard, is he out of college, or is he from another country? Or
hockey is kind of like baseball in a sense that there's different levels to it.
Gotcha.
So what he's playing is called junior hockey, which is like 2 steps below the NHL.
Gotcha.
Generally speaking, guys that play there, you're pretty good, but after that, you usually go to a college or you go to the minors, and then you work your way up.
Okay.
But Bedard, he's basically that guy that does the rare thing that he jumps straight from the juniors to the NHL.
He'll be playing he'll be playing.
Doesn't happen often. Gotcha.
Doesn't happen. It does happen, but it doesn't happen
not often. Yeah.
A lot. But Fantilli, there's a lot of options. But yeah.
All right, Greg. Who's your pick for 28 for the Cincinnati Bengals in this draft?
You mean Kevin?
Kevin, why do I keep doing that? I don't know. It's like I got one eye on the chat and.
Okay.
Let's hear it, Kev.
And it's okay. I was coming on here to talk about the Bengals, but it's okay. I don't mind.
No.
I don't mind it. It's fine both ways. I have like a list of 3 people that if I had it would go this way.
Right.
My preference is get Jones from Ohio State. They get the tackle, increase your help at offensive line. I don't want it to be any sort of question whatsoever where you go that there's going to be no worry whatsoever that Joe Burrow will never have to worry about, is he going to get sacked? Is this something that could potentially ruin the Bengals season like the last 2 times, Super Bowl?
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm still.
No, I understand that.
We'll be good with him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't complain. He'd be a bit of a reach, but I would not complain, though.
So I want that. Because I want it to where offensive line. I mean, it's already not really an issue because I got Orlando Brown and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I want it to be like 10 out of 10 where you're like, no, that's never going to be an issue and it's not going to screw the Bengals out of trying to win some games and hopefully a Super Bowl. The other two options, I've seen a lot of highlights on Twitter and whatnot about them. It's hard to say no to either, like the tight end from Utah or the tight end from Notre Dame.
The Mayer and Kincaid.
Yeah.
If one of those two happen. And then I've seen other choices as well. I'm like, okay, that could be good. But like those are my top three, my preferred.
Right. Do you want to give a prediction that for one of them is the pick?
Jones.
All right, DeJuan Jones. Pick 28.
Cool.
Or it could be a trade down. See, if they trade it down, which Greg's not going to like that because he's going to be at Paycor Stadium watch party. They're not going to pick till like 11 at night Thursday. Trade down, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, you know what, though? Hey, it gives you something more to look forward to the next day, right?
Exactly.
So,
well, Kevin, I appreciate you hopping on.
Absolutely.
Buddy.
Those are good choices, and I'll be checking.
I will not complain.
I like your white tiger shirt and your white tiger hat. Cool Joe Burrow shirt, Dale.
Appreciate it, man.
I got a white tiger jacket I got when I was in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice, man. That's awesome, bro.
That's sharp looking.
That is cool, man.
On the back, it says Cincinnati Bengals in black letters. So anyways, good to talk to you, Dale.
Yeah, we're going to do
it, bro.
Yeah,
So,
we're probably going to do Brew Jacket soon. I know we were talking about that. Like, I'm going to try to hop on too because there's a lot to talk about here in the off season with the draft. And school me on the other guys if we don't get the number one pick too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everybody check out Brew Jackets. Kevin, thanks for joining us. Talk to you later, brother.
Take care, bro.
Hooday.
Hooday.
So we got a DeJuan Jones on the board. I probably should write these down.
That is the only reach I will accept. Like I say, no.
I agree.
It has crossed my mind and all that. What if I'm there all night and they trade down? But like I say, the draft is like Christmas, man. The best part about it is waiting and all that. Because after the draft, it's like
wait another day for Christmas.
Exactly. You get to wait another day for Christmas, man.
How do you think that would work? Telling your kids, well, it's Christmas morning, but guess what? We're going to celebrate Christmas
gotta wait
tomorrow morning.
Right.
That would not go over well.
No, that would not go over too well. I don't think that would.
But I've got the link out here, so anybody else wants to hop on, even if it's like that, you can hop on for 30 seconds, give us your pick, bounce back out. Whatever, we're given a chance to hear all your voices on the show on this lovely Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, a lot better than talking Bengals than mulching all day like what I did again.
Yeah, you got your student workers out there. You're supposed to make them do it.
Oh, no, they do it. I'm in the tractor dumping the mulch and all that.
Okay.
Stuff, so. Go ahead.
I'd have them doing it. I'm just saying.
No. Like I was told by my boss, well, they can't use a weed whacker, they can't use a gator, but they can walk out and do some stuff. Okay, well, then they're going to be doing mulch all day. Okay,
they use their hands, right?
Yeah, hey, make them do mulch. Something I don't want it to be. Mulching is my least favorite thing to do and all that. Like cutting grass is cool. I don't even mind spraying weeds and all that and stuff. But when it comes to mulching, man, that's a long process. Gives them something to do. Who am I to complain? I got the air-conditioned tractor, right?
Yes, sir. So Foxy and David, they're all on board for a trade down. And then Charles wants to know, how far a trade down are we talking and what are we getting in return? That's a good question. So to me, I don't want to – we're going to probably – what's up, Greg?
Well, this really isn't shocking news. We picked up the fifth-year option for Joe Burrow, per Ian Rappaport.
Well –
hey, it's news. It's news.
It's a little, I guess you have to do it at some point. That deadline approaches and you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
But hopefully it don't end up really mattering, which the extension's probably going to be added on to that 5th year option extension.
Right.
So my thought is this is probably something that was always going to happen.
Right.
Because you had that 5th year. So you're probably going to say, we're locked in for that price for the 5th year. Now we want to extend you for another. We had extend him for another 10.
Yes. If you get at least 8 years, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but it may end up being 4 or 5 additional. But still, and then we'll pay you again.
Right,
we'll have a couple of Super Bowls by that point. Come back and win a couple more for us, Jim.
Exactly.
But in a trade down, I don't have the trade chart right in front of me, but let's say you trade down. I don't know. I wouldn't want to trade down any more than 7 or 8 picks, and you had to have several guys on the board you like. But if you're targeting DeJuan Jones, it just depends. You better be targeting several guys to trade down 7 or 8 spots.
No, if they say you're doing it, even they say trade down. If you're trying to go for one guy, then don't do it. I think you can remember the great train robbery with the Cowboys. Everybody thought they were nuts for trading Herschel Walker, but it ended up they got all these draft picks in return. It turned out to be one of the smartest things of all time that Jimmy Johnson did. Everybody thought that was foolish, and and 3 Super Bowls later, look who was laughing then.
Yeah, try to look at second round choices here real quick.
Like Laporta could be so I rallied around the Natty last night, Dale. Santori was talking Laporta, and he said he wouldn't mind taking 28. You look at Laporta, man, team captain. We value team captains. Great talent. He can fit. And Santori even said, even though he's 6'2", he could still fit. I like Laporta. I just quit talking about him because I didn't think he was going to be around or anything in the second round. I mean, if we took Laporta at 28, would you be pissed or would you be like, say if he was being talked up at the end of the first round?
I mean, for me, I don't value him that high, so I wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Right.
I don't even hardly value the position. You know how much I've liked Michael Mayer. And as much as I've liked him, I've said, I don't know if I'd take him in the first round.
Because he's not a premium position. Yes.
So I couldn't say that with Laporta. Like, I know he gives you maybe more in the passing game, but he gives you less in the blocking game.
Right.
Tight end. And, I mean, he is, I don't want to say undersized because he's still 6'3". I mean, he's still got good size, but it's not, Mayer's, over 6'4". Your other guys like your Kincaids and your Crafts, the guys that we like are like 6'5", Kraft especially. I know you don't really much care for.
Right. Exactly. Oh, yeah, I don't care for Kraft. You know that. But Peter Schrager, by the way, shout out David Gabbard just said, Peter Schrager, Pork Chop's going to love this, has us taking Darnell Washington. I remember how excited I was at the combine, and you're like, Greg.
Well, I mean, I get it. It's exciting, but
it is.
A lot of people expected that, and it's just his tape, like in his production, is just not there. He plays a lot stiffer than that 40 time.
He wouldn't fit in our pass-heavy offense. He does not fit. All right, I'll give you an example. The Titans, although I don't know what their game plan is right now, especially quarterback, they're like a heavy run-set team. He would fit perfect in that offense, but he just wouldn't fit in our big pass scheme. You know what is that fair to say?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think you could make it work some, but I don't know. Yeah, see, we got people saying like Laporta would be Cedrico all over. I won't go that far. Cedric had the injury.
I wouldn't say that, but
he was injured coming out. Now, 619 Bengals fan, he likes Laporta over Mayer and Washington. So I'm guessing you're high on Kincaid then. That's what I mean. If you wanted the pass catcher, why not get the best one? To me, that's.
But Kincaid, man, dude, the injuries, man. I'm just sorry, man. I'm just not sold on that. I'm sorry. I know I keep going back to that. That may sound unfair at times, but it's realistic, man. I mean, but if they took Kincaid thinking he's fully healthy, then I trust them. I will back up Kincaid 100%. We can both agree here. We trust what they're doing. Even if it's someone we don't necessarily agree with, we will back that player up no matter what.
So round 2, like let's just say we're trading back from 28. Mm-hmm. There's 3 more picks in the first. I don't think anybody's going to trade up with us in those 3 spots to stay in the first. So you got Steelers. I don't see us trading with them at 32.
Right.
Texans at 33.
Possibly.
Maybe. Cardinals at 34. Maybe.
That's a possibility.
Especially if they traded down at 3 and got more assets that they could use to trade up if there's somebody they love there for a second pick for them in the first. The Colts, I don't know.
Maybe.
The Rams don't have a lot of draft picks, so I can't see them having an.
I could not. No.
Seattle would already have 2 first-round picks, so they're at 37. I don't.
Yeah, I can't see them paying 3. No.
I know the Raiders is one we looked at before, like at 38.
That may be. Is that too steep though? We're like where you say.
Yeah, you're basically now you're like 9 to 10 spots.
See, that's what I'm saying. If I'm trained down to 38 or something, I have to have 10 or 11 play. Like, what's a realistic number? 7 or 8 players I know that can be there, right?
Yeah. Now, ideally, you would trade down with probably Houston at 33.
If Houston
second pick of the second round,
right?
And then let's see what else Houston has, just to see what maybe we could get.
Well, they got draft picks. We know
they
that.
have pick 73, they have pick 65, which is their own third round pick. But then they have Cleveland's third round pick at 73.
Oh, I would jump all over that.
So if you can move down 5 spots and pick up top 10 pick of the third round.
Oh, sign me up for that.
That's when I would be very interested.
Sign me up, Dale.
Yeah.
So
because you're going to get a good player there still. Or even they're round 4, they got the second pick in round 4. I don't know. Is that worth it, though? Is that really?
That's the question, man. Is it worth doing? And like I remember I kept bringing up the 5th-year option. Unless it's running back, you said if that player's that good after the 3rd year, that 5th-year option really doesn't matter because you want to keep him.
Right, but for a team like Houston who are trying to build something, I think 5th-year options matter more for them than it does for a team like us.
Yes, it would. It would. But then again, do you want to build up? Would you rather have another good player or, keep your draft picks if you're Houston trying to build up?
That's true because they got a lot of holes to fill.
There's way too many holes. So I'm just saying, I can't see them saying, say if.
Well, they already have pick. That's the thing, though. They have pick 2 and pick 12, and maybe they're going, okay. We've seen the Giants, right? The Giants, and the Raiders, teams that end up with 3 first-round picks because they do trade up. They had 2 coming in, then they trade up for a 3rd. Maybe they'll be the next team to do it. And I would be okay with that because moving down 5 spots, if you could give me that pick 73 to move down 5 spots, I mean, I'm just trying to think like the talent. You move down 5 spots. Let's say you still get a Cam Smith or a Keely Ringo.
Oh my God!
At pick 33.
Guy, you wanted to pick. Oh my God! Sign me up for that, bro.
And then at pick 60, let's say you get a Laporta or Kraft. At pick 60, if you're on pick in the second round, then you're coming back in the 3rd round, and it's 13 picks later. You could maybe Tooley still available from USC. It would allow you to go get a talent like that,
dude. And that's where you can double dip down on the position, especially because like with 7 picks, I have a hard time seeing us. Do you have a hard time seeing us double down, whether it's tight end or running back? Because I just don't see that happening right now.
I don't.
It could.
I don't see it. Personally.
Well, also, say if there's that wide receiver you like. Like me. I'm not against taking a wide receiver in the middle rounds, but if you have an extra 3rd or 4th round pick, then you can get that wide receiver.
You can get it if there's a guy you love and that gives you return ability. Let's say maybe a Jaden Reed from Michigan State, then you could take with your 3rd round pick.
Right.
I agree.
Well, because of that, remember, because of us having multiple picks, that's why we got Evan McPherson in the 5th round. That's why it was okay to take a kicker that round because we had so many picks that year.
Yeah, but if we could do that trade, Greg, I would be all over that. And then, like I said, then my targets would probably be like Cam Smith if he falls.
Oh, yeah.
Or Keely Ringo then even. I'd be much more comfortable with Keely Ringo.
Keely Ringo, man, 6'2".
At pick 33 than I would at 28. I know it's only 5 spots, but I'm gaining another valuable pick.
Keely Ringo, man, 20 years old, 6'2", played in the SEC, man. I mean, gosh dang it, man. He's still a young guy, and you don't have to throw him in the pack of wolves immediately either. Right?
But imagine if you could trade down those 5 spots and still get Cam Smith, who I'm pretty high on. Because let's just say Forbes is gone. They love Forbes so much, but the Ravens do what the Ravens do, and they take the guy we love.
Right,
so
exactly.
Now we're sitting there, and we're like, oh, Texans, you want to move up 5 spots, get your 5th-year option? Because let's say maybe they want their quarterback. Maybe they want the defensive player, and there's a receiver they want now. So they got a receiver to pair with their quarterback. Or maybe, maybe they just want maybe they want a running back. Maybe they want receiver, quarterback. They want to have a core of guys that they take all in one draft that they know they're going to have 5th-year options for. Maybe that's why they'd want to do it. Exactly. And then for us, because I just think adding a guy like Tooley or a Foskey or it could allow you to take one of these guys on
If
the
you
edge.
could get me one of those guys, dude, sign me up for that, man.
I'm really high on Tully anyways because his
Oh, I am
ability,
too.
I think he can play inside, 13 and a half sacks. He's another guy he's only like 20 or 21 years old. He's young. He's super young. Imagine coming out with like two guys that are like 20 years old.
Dude.
And Ringo, Tully, and then, your veteran guy is like Sam Laporta that you get or Tucker Kraft there at pick 60.
Imagine
those 3 picks.
The average age of this draft sounds like it's 22 or 23. It seems like hell, those guys are 24, 25 coming into because of the COVID year. I mean, sign me up for those 2 20-year-old guys.
And Travis say, why not take Murphy if he's there at 28? I still don't know he's going to get there. Like, we say pass rush is valuable, but I don't love him, but I'm not going to be mad if he's the pick at 28.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him.
He needs more pass rush moves, but he's talented. He has gotten to the quarterback. Like Clemson D linemen have been very hit or miss, which is the same thing with Breezy. Right. I feel like one of those guys is going to work out, one of them is going to bust. Flip a coin. I don't know who it's going to be.
We don't know, man.
But
like I said, we don't know. Miles Murphy, I think I read somewhere, I don't know if it was Goodberry that posted it, but they compare pass rush rates to the other DNs, and they said it wasn't even close. His was so low. I think that's what it was. That's why he could be falling. Or I read about Flynn Smith.
Which, that would make sense why.
Exactly. People fall down. Players fall for a reason.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. So, but yeah, even Derek Hall. Let's say Derek Hall's there with that 3rd round pick.
Right.
I would like him a lot more. Foskey, Tully. I'm high on Isaiah McGuire out of Missouri. I've been saying that name a lot too. So if he was there in the 3rd, I would be excited about him too. And he's like 6'4", like 272. So to me, that size should be able to move inside on some pass rushing downs.
Right, exactly.
So, and that's what I want. I want a guy that can do both.
You're very high. I never watched the tape, but you told me just watch the tape and say McGuire, and you're going to be like, holy crap, this dude can go. So I remember you're very high on him. I remember.
Yeah, I am. Him, like, not as high as Tully and Foskey and those guys, but he's like right behind them. He's that next tier of like from the bigger name guys you hear about a lot.
Right, exactly. So, that's something to keep an eye on. Like Dale, you figured I would learn everything now, but it's like Ringo. I didn't read enough into the Ringo because I didn't think he was being heavily considered. All of a sudden now he could be a possibility. It's like you figured I would have thought this all through, but it just goes to show you, man, what keeps popping up every single day. Stuff like this keeps popping up.
Yeah. So I've sent the link in the chat multiple times. So anybody wants to pop in and get a prediction. If not, that's cool. Me and Greg's still going to probably talk here for another 10, 15 minutes otherwise. Maybe let's see. Somebody was saying that Callahan in his interview, which I listened to part of that, but maybe I didn't hear it all.
I didn't hear it. So.
That maybe some people are saying that it almost sounds like they would be more apt to take an interior O lineman somewhere.
Really?
Than they would an offensive tackle.
Really?
Which, maybe because they see, which they said he's getting a shot at right tackle, Cody Ford.
Yeah, dude, that's, oh my God.
Between Cody Ford, Collins, Jonah Williams, Carmen, Orlando Brown. Right there is, and that's not even talking about Adeniji or Smith.
Right.
So I know we brought back the one guy on the inside, but maybe they're thinking, okay, we need a guard/center. And I know we talked about that briefly, but after I read that today, I'm thinking, okay, maybe we didn't talk about that enough.
We didn't. The only guard I know is that Torrance guy from Florida. And then Cody Mock I know of and all that. Cody Mock, I've told you about him, man. Goddamn, Cincy shirts. He will be the number one besides Joe Burrow.
Wherever he goes, that guy's going to sell.
That dude's going to have a Cincy shirts homage. Get ready. You guys too. Get ready because his face will be out real soon on his shirt soon.
I don't see it still as a need for 28. Like there's Torrance, there's Steve Avila. I like both those guys. I don't see it, especially Avila, because Avila can and has played center and guard both. Right. So unless he gets to 60 or something like that, I can't see us doing it that early because if anything, it's more maybe for depth.
Right.
So I'm just thinking like third round.
Just keep in mind with Callahan, though. Maybe he's throwing a smoke screen. We don't know that yet. Although I remember Duke Tobin one year.
It makes sense, though, Greg. If you think about it, it makes sense that, Ted Karras isn't getting younger.
Yeah.
As a center. And then a guard, if you're not like, okay, I'm 1,000,000% sold on Volson. Or if one of those guys gets dinged up, do you really want Max Sharping in there?
No.
And honestly, what do you even – right now you have Ben Brown, who was inactive all year as your backup center.
That's true, yeah.
Or, Trey Hill, but I've just never been sold on Trey Hill.
Trey Hill's never really came along. I thought he would, but from my understanding, he's not. So that does make a lot of sense, what you said right there. So that is something to think about right there. Maybe we should try to go interior off. Maybe that could be a dark horse pick. Who knows?
That's what I wonder. Like third, fourth round, somebody, because I've said I love Joe Tippmann out of Wisconsin, but I still think he goes. I think he goes before pick 60 in the second. But
Dale,
that's a guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
If he was there at the end of the third, I would be all over him.
Dale, all you need to tell me was offensive lineman in Wisconsin. I'm sold right there. Dude, three schools. Can we agree? 3 schools produce the best offensive linemen: Wisconsin, Iowa, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So it's plain simple. You come out of those 3 schools, I'm pretty now. Not all of them work out, but majority of the time, they do damn well.
Here, well, I want to get this one first. Travis said Chandler Zavala. Yeah, the guard. Everybody's really high on him. So, I could see him in the mix as a guard. I don't know what he could bring as center. If he's played that at all or not, I'd have to look a little more into him.
Right.
And then Fiji said he likes Patterson out of Notre Dame. That's been their center, Jarrett Patterson. He has fallen in this process, and I've seen him even go in like 5th, 6th, 7th round. So, to take a flyer on that, a guy who's played a lot at Notre Dame, who's known for bringing out good linemen, that's a guy I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on, even if he ends up being strictly a backup center. But I think he could probably give you something at guard. I think he's done that maybe a little bit at Notre Dame. But I know he's more of a center. But even that, I would be like, if he's really good and you're getting him in 5th, 6th, 7th round, he could be your backup center. You've got a guy if anything happens. Yeah, I would be okay with him too.
No, like I say, I didn't do much work in the guards or centers, but like I say, if they value one, I am not going to question that at all or anything. Like I say, I won't question anything, but I probably should have looked more into the guards and all that, but obviously no way. I don't think we do that. Now, wait a minute. What if the Florida guy Torrance is there in the first round sitting there? Would you
I'm still not taking him at 28. Like, I think he'd be improvement over Volson? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I just said this whole process, I don't know that the Bengals feel like they need to upgrade that position. Plus, we know, okay, remember how long it was before they took, Zeitler?
Yes.
Had taken, a guard in the first round.
Yes.
And even then, they traded down. And, paying a guard, we had never done that. I know the ways have changed a little bit, but I just think with Volson, where he was a rookie, 4th rounder, you got him. I don't think they would look to replace him with the first-round pick yet.
No, me neither. I remember that year, man. I wanted DeCastro so badly, but that's when Lapham said Kevin's like, now DeCastro still had a great career.
That's what I was going to say. You really couldn't have went wrong with either guy.
You couldn't have went wrong, but I remember Lapham said he liked Zeitler. I was angry. I was pissed off. I'm like, what the hell, man? We had DeCastro here. But Zeitler still did damn well for us, though. So there was no complaining about that.
I always like when we can trade. I like when we trade down, we still get the guys. That's the thing. I didn't like the Carmen pick in the second round, but I love that we added 2 4th-round picks. Remember, taking the guy we were going to take anyways. It worked out.
Who was that guy from Oklahoma State that fell to us? And I was pissed too. I'm like, we thought that lineman from Oklahoma. Rumor had it he could have been a first-round pick.
That was Jenkins.
But turns out he has injury issues. That's why.
But he's played good, though. Another guy that I like was Sam Cosme out of Texas that year.
The guy I liked, North Dakota State guy, Dylan Radens, that was the guy I liked a lot. Liam Eichenberg, I liked him a little bit. The kid out of Stanford, I thought, the guy that went to the
okay, see, that's news to me, Fiji. I guess I just didn't realize that he moved to guard. I know I was watching him at Senior Bowl when they had him back at center.
Yeah.
He didn't do great at the Senior Bowl either, but
No, Cosme I would have been fine with and all that. I wouldn't have complained about that. But no, the guy I liked was Dylan Radin. So that was the guy I liked the most.
Oh my gosh.
Allergy season.
It won't stop. So, yeah, 619 Bengals fan, Voorhees, yeah. He's not going to play this year, but that's what I said. If you want to draft and stash a guy for a year that you know,
hey, why not?
Fifth round, if you're limited on roster spots potentially, anyways, especially along O-line, I'd be all about it. Yeah, Smith. I still think Smiths could go as high as first round. John Michael Smiths from Minnesota, Zavala, Torrance, Avila. Yeah, those guys are definitely the top group there.
Right.
Whew. Thank you, guys. Bless you.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Bless you in the chat. Thank you, guys.
That's cool.
It just kept coming. It's like,
no, I hear you, man. It's allergy season, buddy. People are coughing and sneezing, man. It's allergy season, bro.
Well, that's why I've still been like stuffy, and I'm like, man, what a great week for that, right?
Yeah, no, what a great week for that. Try to get through. Yeah, Dale, for a guy that works outside all day, you don't need to explain any of this crap to me, man. It gets bad outside this time of year.
But tomorrow, Parker and I are going to try to do a full 2-round mock draft and select for every team. So that's going to be a little bit of a marathon starting at 6:30. Then Thursday through Saturday, Jeff and I are going to try to cover the whole draft with pre-coverage about an hour before the draft starts on Friday.
Tell Parker I'll ship him his Nutter Butters that he likes so much.
Yeah.
He hates Nutter Butters. So
he's not a fan of that.
No, he's not.
But
I'm just
yeah, I think it's about that time. We'll go ahead and end this one since no one else wanted to hop on and give their predictions today.
Right.
Hey, some of you, I don't blame you if you're still undecided. I'll change my mind probably again tomorrow. But
I could easily do.
As of right now, my pick 28 that I think the Bengals are going to take is Brian Brzee.
I mean, like I say, Forrest, but Cam Smith and all that. I would be happy and I would be happy with Brzee. I'll take Brzee, but I've told you my mixed feelings, like you have them too. But I'm going to go Cam Smith. Matt, you got me convinced.
And if Forbes falls, I think we both agree that that would be the pick if he's there.
Yes.
Very strong likelihood. It would have to be. I still think they would probably even take him over Mayer. I'm starting to lean. Like for a long time, I thought it'd probably be Mayer. Forbes, I think they would potentially.
You think they would take Forbes over Mayer?
I think they might.
No, you got to get younger on defense, man. We're signing all the offensive players. You got to get younger on defense. Yes.
Well, and I feel like they just believe in Irv Smith that much too. Like the way Zach talked about him, I was like, he's replacing Hayden. He isn't 100% here to be that guy.
Right. No.
For this year.
No, they did. No. They are very adamant about that. Yes.
So that's why I could see them, maybe because it just seems like they're super high on Forbes. Now, I think Mayer would be, but if neither of them's there, that's kind of what we based our picks off of. Neither of them was there. Right. So you went with Cam Smith, and that would have been my second choice. Brzee, I went with Brzee. You went with Cam, I went with Brzee. It was kind of like
Cam Smith, you went Brzee. I'm just ready for the shirt to come out, buddy. That's all I'm ready for.
Yeah. And then, I still like our trade down idea. If we could get Cam in our trade down, whew.
Yeah. Imagine telling your kids, like you say, we got to wait one more day for Christmas. That's going to be hell, but I'll take it.
Yeah, the haul we end up coming away with would be worth it. That's the thing. You get that. You're going to wait a day, but you're going to get an extra gift.
Absolutely, man. Extra gift, man. And that's going to be an awesome gift, bro.
That's right. But thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, we're not going to do a 3:30 show tomorrow because we're going to do the 6:30, and then the big draft extravaganza with Iceman and I will be starting on Thursday, probably at 7 on this channel. And then the draft starts at 8 that night. So we'll flip over to his channel for the actual draft coverage. And then we're going to just kind of flip it like that. Right. So Friday night, the draft starts at 7, which will be on our channel. But we'll do a pre-draft coverage, before the actual draft starts on his channel at 6. So kind of like we do with our shows anyways.
Yeah.
One after the other. It's just going to be doing the same type of thing.
Awesome, man.
All right, man. Well, Gregor, I know if anybody didn't check out Rally Around the Natty, you had a very awesome guest last night.
So check that one out. It was okay, yeah. No, it was awesome. You were cool, bro. It
was me. It was amazing, like usual. Greg's not saying that. Fine, Greg. Whatever.
We love you, Dale.
But hooday, everybody.
Hooday.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Later.
Hooday, baby! Let's go! It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up! In the jungle, we united now. Tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle, single bottle, never stop it. So the beast of feasting on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the rings.